You ever feel like you're just spinning your wheels? You're working harder than ever, but you feel like you're stuck in exactly the same place. Well, today we're going to talk about a system that's designed to break that exact cycle, to move you from just chaotic activity to disciplined, strategic achievement. So let's just start with a tough question. Is your business a golden cage? You know what I mean. You're successful, you're making great money, but you're trapped. Every single dollar you earn requires your direct manual labor. You couldn't possibly step away for a month because you, my friend, are the system. If anything on this slide looks familiar, trust me, you are not alone. This kind of chaos has a name. It's called priority whiplash. It's where you're the single point of failure for every new idea. You have these brilliant initiatives, but they never ever get finished. And your team, they're completely exhausted and confused because the most important thing changes every single Monday morning, depending on whatever just landed on your desk. Now, all this chaos has a hidden cost, and we call it the fragility tax. It's the price you pay for that lack of focus. It's the lost productivity, the burnt-out talent, the reason you can't seem to scale. It directly hammers your bottom line, all because your plan is constantly reacting to you instead of following a predictable blueprint. So how do we stop paying this crazy tax? Well, we need a new blueprint. And this is a fundamental shift, moving away from a model of your own personal manual labor to one of systemic, predictable execution. Here's what that shift looks like in action. Over on the left, that's the old way, the hero model. You're juggling 15 different ideas, constantly jumping in, and you're focused on just being busy. But on the right, that's where we're headed. A disciplined platform that's focused on completing just 3 critical projects, with a team that can execute the plan without you having to intervene every 5 minutes. The solution is a whole new operating rhythm with a non-negotiable rule, the 90-day sprint. I want you to think of it like a strict 13-week block where strategy gets delivered, period. No exceptions and absolutely no new great ideas halfway through. You know, this entire system, this whole philosophy, it really boils down to one incredibly powerful number, 3. 3 big rocks. That is it. That is your entire strategic focus for the next 90 days. And listen, the crucial point here isn't about doing more, it's about completing more. This strict limit forces you, it forces everyone, to prioritize actually finishing things over just being busy. Now, this system, it requires a huge shift in your role. You're no longer the lead builder trying to do all the heavy lifting yourself. You become the architect. You design the blueprint, that's the 90-day plan, and then you empower your team, the builders, to actually execute it. Okay, so that's the theory. Now let's get practical. Let's talk about your very first move to force this kind of focus and build real, structural accountability into your team. Here's exactly how you start. Step 1, I want you to define one single, most important goal for the next 90 days. Step 2, assign exactly one owner to that goal. And step 3, this is the big one, the exclusion rule. You hand over the entire outcome, not just a list of tasks. You give them the what, and you let them figure out the how. I really want to pause on this for a second because this is the single hardest part of this entire process, and it is absolutely non-negotiable. That assigned owner, it cannot be you. If you own the primary rock, you haven't changed anything. You're still the bottleneck. This is the ultimate test of true delegation. To make this all real, you need more than just a conversation. You need a documented commitment. And that's where this artifact, the 90-day team sprint plan, comes in. This is where the blueprint lives, so it's visible to everyone. So why is this simple document so powerful? Because it creates boundaries. It physically locks in your 3 priorities for the whole quarter, for everyone to see. It literally stops you from derailing the team with new, shiny ideas. And most importantly, it gives your team operational permission to say no to anything that isn't one of those 3 rocks. All right, now for the final test of your commitment. This is what we call the captain's mandate. It's time for some direct, high-expectation questions to see if you're really, truly ready for this shift. Just let this one sink in for a minute. A leader with 10 priorities actually has 0. I mean, think about that. If everything is important, then nothing is important. You have to accept this fundamental truth to ever move forward. So here is your first challenge, the absence test. If you are completely unreachable for the next 30 days, I'm talking no calls, no emails, nothing, would your team successfully complete that primary big rock? Or would everything grind to a halt because they're all waiting for your daily permission to build? Next up, the autonomy check. And you've got to be brutally honest with yourself here. Have you truly handed over the outcome to the owner? Or are you secretly just waiting in the wings, planning to jump in and micromanage their workflow because deep down, you don't fully trust them or the system? And finally, the asset validation. This is the bottom line question. Are you building a disciplined, systematic platform that can execute strategy without you? An actual asset that drives a premium valuation? Or are you just running a reactionary hustle that burns through talented people by constantly moving the goalposts every week?
You know, when it's all said and done, it all comes down to this. 3 simple commands. Set the rocks, lock the quarter, and then, and this is often the hardest part of all, get out of the way and let your team build.